Welcome back. Last night, the Sanford Pentagon turned back the clock and held their third Throwback Classic. And we at Midco SN got into the spirit of things and broadcast the boys and girls games live in black and white. The first game of the night featured the Yankton Gazelles and the Brandon Valley Lynx. BV came out shooting well and took control of the game from the start to finish and notched the win 41-33. Brandon Valley hit 4 of 14 from 3. Lauren Wells scored 10 to lead the way. The next game featured the boys teams. Evan Talcott of BV scored 13 of his team's 14 first half points and ended up with 23 on the night, but it wasn't enough to get past the Yankton Bucks, who got the 49-37 win. Yankton had a balanced scoring attack led by Matthew Moores and Jack Wolfgram, and each put up 8 points. So let's head to the other side of the North Dakota-South Dakota border, where Jody Norstead catches us up to speed. And Jody, let's start with some boys basketball. We had some good matchups this week. Which teams really caught your eye?
Well, there are a few, Kelly. West Fargo had a very good week. We'll get to the Packers in a moment, but let's start with Mandan. The Braves opened the year with a huge win at Century. Last night, they were on the road again for their second game of the year, taking on Legacy. Austin Wolf plays about a dozen sports for the Sabres, and he's good at all of them. The UND track and field commit buries the triple, but this game belonged to Mandan. Trey Steckler gets the ball down low, and when you're 6'4", it can look that easy. That put the Braves up 41-15, relentless. Check out this move on the baseline. Elijah Klein, the give and go, tough reverse layup. The Braves cruise to a 74-49 win. They're ranked 4th in the state, but they can make a case for top 2 or 3. On to that West Fargo team that's currently holding the 3 spot in the poll. They had a huge tilt on Tuesday at Shanley. Jake Cava scored a game-high 35 for the Deacons. Here he is. Cava committed to play football at NDSU last night, so congrats to him. He's an all-state linebacker. Back to the game, though. Talon Hoffer to a streaking Jake McKeever, part of a 10-0 run. Shanley led by 11 at the break. West Fargo's Joe Pistorius sat out for the final 10 minutes of the first half in foul trouble. He took over in half 2. He kicks it out to Tanner Zepeda for 3, and they lead it 55-53, part of a 22-8 run. Later, it's Pistorius again with the dish. Oh, they're just so much better with him on the floor. Luke Lennon with 19 and 17. The visitors ice the game moments later. Pistorius drills the straightaway 3. He finishes with 19 points, 7 boards, and 7 assists in the Packers' 80-70 win.
Try to facilitate a little more than I did last year and get him some open shots to get him confidence and make him want to play hard on defense, and I think I did that in the middle way of the second half, and it really got them going that they were making some easy buckets, and that just carried us through the game. Shanley's a really good team. They got a lot of returning starters, and they know how to battle. We've battled all the way since 3rd grade together, and it's still fun to play these guys every time.
The EDC is wide open. Shanley has excellent players. We have excellent players. It comes down to who executes. In the second half, especially when you need to make plays.
Good girls matchup last night featured Mandan against the defending state champs from Legacy. Jim Petrick's Sabres look a lot different this year, but they're still going to be able to compete. Jalen Twohearts with the triple. She finished with 10. Whitney Thomas added 15. It was a close game throughout. Legacy led by 5 at the half. Then the Braves turned it up. Megan Zander, a stat stuffer, 3 steals. She goes the length of the floor to finish. She's really a complete player. Later, she's the recipient of this beautiful pass from Kennedy Hare. Zander ends up scoring a game-high 35. The junior forward leads Mandan to the 66-57 win over the defending state champs. A big win for Abby Thomas's squad.
Legacy's a great team. We match up very well with them every year, and you know, we had a little vengeance. They got us in the state semifinal game by 2 in overtime last year, so we were excited to get a chance to come out and play against them. But we also know that it's not the end of the season tonight. We're going to take what we did tonight and learn from it.
In the EDC, the matchup of the week featured unbeaten Cheyenne and Red River squaring off. The Mustangs trailed by 3 at half, but they closed that gap in a hurry. Kiera Fry runs the floor well. She gets back-to-back buckets to tie the game, but here's a player that really opened my eyes. Junior guard Kennedy Steffen looking confident with the ball. She finds Jordan Burris for the easy 2. Red River edges Cheyenne 60-51. Steffen was dropping dimes all over the place. Red River is 5-0 to start the season. So much for a rebuilding year for the Riders. We have 4 other undefeated teams in Class A girls hoops, Kelly. Shanley, St. Mary's, Century, and Williston are the others.
All right, well, it's nice to hear about some of the early contenders and a few surprises in there too. But how about this weekend, Jody? What are you keeping an eye on as far as matchups to watch?
Good question. I'm going to switch gears and go to the ice because there's a big hockey game tonight in Grand Forks. Rivals Red River and Central meet for the first time this season, and it should be a good one. Both teams are still undefeated, and it's a matchup with the last 2 state champs. But of course, a lot of these players are fresh faces. Many of them will be playing a significant role in this rivalry game for really the first time. For the Knights, they may have had their 31-game win streak snapped by tying Davies a week ago, but they still have a 33-game unbeaten streak that they're riding. Head coach Grant Paranika says he's not worried about that. He's more interested in seeing his young guys develop.
Exercising patience and persistence, and we're developing and maturing a little bit, both on the back end, and we've got some young forwards in the lineup as well too. So we're getting them some minutes, and hoping they can contribute. And as we continue to grow and mature, we think we'll be better.
All right, Jody, so what should we be keeping our eye out for in this game?
Well, I think there are a number of things. You look at Red River's offense, the Rough Riders have scored 39 goals. 39 in 4 games. That's incredible. That's almost 10 per game. It's like they're playing a video game and the difficulty setting is on easy. UND commit Jackson Coons, he's just a freshman for Red River, has scored 6 goals in the first 4 games. He'll be one to watch, but this will be by far the Riders' toughest opponent of the year. Caleb Johnson, the goaltender for Central, he's a tough one to score against. I'm looking forward to a great game in Grand Forks. We'll recap it next week.
All right. Thank you so much, Jody. We're definitely looking forward to it.
You bet.
Well, next on Midco Sports tonight, we will send it up to Grand Forks, where Alex Heinert catches up with UND men's basketball head coach Brian Jones. Stay right here.